Hey, what's up, guys? Joe Madden here for Picks and Parlays, coming at you with some Monday Night Football. Now, we've got a doubleheader on this Monday night, and I'm going to be going over, I think, the best game of the night, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Detroit Lions. Now, this one has a spread of 5.5, with, of course, the Lions being the favorite. With this home atmosphere here, home field advantage, it does make sense why this Lions team is a favorite. They're a 5.5 point favorite, though. We've got a total of 52.5, a high total, but one that has every ability of cashing to the over with the quarterback matchup we have. We have Baker Mayfield coming in for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Jared Goff for the Detroit Lions. Now, let me know below this video which quarterback you have more faith in this Monday night football game. We look here at Baker Mayfield, and he's been absolutely outstanding on the season. But can I say, I think he is a little overrated. I'm not a big supporter of Baker Mayfield, and I don't know what it is out there, but you look at him so far in this season, and he has only thrown one interception. He's thrown for 1,539 yards and 12 passing touchdowns. He has been outstanding. You got Jared Goff here for the Detroit Lions, and while Jared Goff is a solid quarterback, he's not the mobile quarterback that we see in Baker Mayfield. Now, he tries at times to use his legs, but not as successful. Baker Mayfield has been able to get 11 first downs on the season, accumulating 158 yards on the ground. So he is going to be your mobile quarterback of the night. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are sitting first in the NFC South right now. They're 5-1 on the season after getting a big win versus the 49ers last week, 30-19. So looking at the Detroit Lions, they are sitting a second right now in the NFC North, coming off that loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. In that game, the Kansas City Chiefs did get the win 30-17 in Arrowhead. The Lions need to get things back on track, and Dan Campbell is going to have this team ready and prepared to try to slow down Baker Mayfield. We know he's able to get those last minute drives to win the game. Last week's game was the first game in which he really felt like he earned that win before those last couple of minutes. So we're going to see what they're able to bring to the table. The atmosphere in Detroit is going to be electric. It's going to be loud. If Baker Mayfield's going to earn this win, he can't make mistakes. He can't turn over that ball. So let's get into a couple of things. Well, Baker Mayfield, firstly, is missing a bunch of his weapons out there. He will have to put the weight of this team on his shoulder in this game. I'm expecting Baker to be able to look at running the ball himself in a lot of these situations. So we're going to look at Baker Mayfield for his rushing yards. Looking at the Detroit Lions, who do bring such a balanced attack. You have St. Brown, Williams in the wide receiver role, and then looking at the running backs, David Montgomery and Jamari Gibbs. With a balanced attack like this, they are going to put a lot of pressure on the defense, trying to keep them off the field. When we look at the defenses here, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are so solid at forcing those turnovers. That's what they're going to look to do in this one. On the defensive side here for the Detroit Lions, you know Hutchinson is a playmaker that you want to look at. Look for him to wreak that havoc out on the field. You've also got the safety, Joseph, who has been able to deliver in some key moments as well. So look for the defense to come up in those key moments for this team. Now, when I talked about the player out here, safety, Brian Branch, 1-game suspension after chirping with Juju Smith after that last game versus the Kansas City Chiefs. He got a 1-game suspension for that altercation. Was it deserved? Yeah, probably so. Okay, so let's firstly talk the spread in this game. I do think in the key moments we're going to see the defense come into play here for the Detroit Lions. Jared Goff and his offense be able to make those plays out on the field. I'm going to take the Lions to cover the 5.5. I know it's a large spread here, but I do think they have what it takes to get the win. I believe that they're going to slow down Baker Mayfield in this game, not give him the time on the field, and not allow him to make those last minute plays that are going to blow this game. Then let's look at some player props. Even though I do think we're going to see the Lions win and cover, Baker Mayfield still is going to get his. I would look at Baker Mayfield for his rushing yards. I'm also going to look at Baker Mayfield over 242.5 passing yards. I do think he's able to move the ball. Now, his passing attempts coming in at 32.5. we can see it because I do think he's going to be playing from behind. As for Jared Goff, I do think Jared Goff is in for a big day. You're looking at Jared Goff over 1.5 passing touchdowns, too highly juiced at minus 205. Baker Mayfield over 1.5 passing touchdowns, too highly juiced at minus 166. I would look at both of them for that number over 2.5 passing touchdowns. I expect success. This is not going to be an easy win for Detroit and an easy cover, but one that they can win by that touchdown at the end of the day. I think Baker Mayfield pushes them, and you're going to have to see Jared Goff passing that football, getting those passing touchdowns, and Baker doing the same. So let's look at a couple of those players for those touchdowns in this game. We do have Jamari Gibbs, the odds-on favorite here for the Detroit Lions to get in the end zone, followed by David Montgomery. They're both so highly juiced, I can't touch it. I do think those passing touchdowns are coming in for the Detroit Lions. You're looking at St. Brown at minus 120 for the anytime touchdown. And I do think it is a solid way to go. You guys know I love looking at the tight ends, and Sam Laporta is plus 165. I will take a shot on him for the anytime touchdown as well. Now, the defenses here, if these quarterbacks do make mistakes, I always look at the defensive touchdowns. I don't think we're going to see the pick sixes. Could we see the interceptions? Yes. The pick sixes, I think, will be hard to come by. When we look at the Bucs to get those touchdowns on the board, I do think Rachaad White is a great look here. He's coming in at minus 110. Mike Evans, we know his ability to get in the end zone is minus 105. The same with Cade Otton, but I'm going to look at Sterling Shepard. Sterling Shepard gives us that plus money at plus 145. When we turn to the receiving props, because I think both of these quarterbacks are going to have the success. Unfortunately, here I'm not getting a lot of receiving props out here for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I am seeing Sam Laporta here for the Detroit Lions over 46.5 receiving yards, and I think it is a great way to go. I'm looking for Sam Laporta to get a lot of quick passes out of Jared Goff's hands when that pressure comes from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who love to cause that chaos. On the ground, I do think even though Baker's going to get his passing yards, Rachaad White his number is just too low. It's only sitting at 50.5, you guys. And I think that is a pretty solid number to play out there. So obviously, if I'm looking at all of these guys to have solid days out there on the field, I am looking at this total. This total of 52.5, I do believe it is too low. I would look at the over 52.5. Now, when we look at the quarter props, I think there's a couple of things to do in that first quarter. I'm going to look at that first quarter to go over 9.5 points. Now, the problem is with the first quarter over 9.5 points, it is minus 140. If you take the first quarter over 9.5 points and parlay that with the Detroit Lions laying 1.5 in the first quarter, I think they're going to get off to that hot start, off that loss versus the Kansas City Chiefs now here at home, laying 1.5 in the first quarter for the Lions, and the over 9.5 in the first quarter parlay together is coming in at plus 210. I think that is a great way to go. Let's get our money in and out of this first quarter. Let's make some freaking money out there, you guys. I think this game is all about the Lions at the end of the day. Like I said, I will lay the 5.5 with the Lions. Still looking at Baker Mayfield to be able to get his in this game, but I think the Lions win this and win it by a touchdown. So you guys, thanks for joining me here to talk this game out. So you guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button over on Picks and Parlays, and then comment below if you disagree with me, if you're liking a player out there for a touchdown that I didn't mention, if you think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to pull off that straight up upset, drop those comments below. If you're with me, if you're rolling with me, let me know what you are tailing. Fade or follow, let me know. So you guys, also, if you're looking for the handicappers best bets from Picks and Parlays, head on over to picksandparlays.net. Weekend Warrior package for next weekend. You'll get the plays from the handicapper of your choices, bets for Saturday and Sunday in football for just $49. They'll also include those Monday plays at no extra cost. So you guys, all the best in all of your bets. Stay hot until next time. Let's make some freaking money.